Welcome to Bigfoot
and the Bunny.
This is a couple's journey into the mysterious,
the unknown, and the paranormal.
I'm your host, Chris Carr.
And I'm your host, Kristen Johnson.
Together we are Bigfoot and the Bunny. Hey there, folks. Welcome to Bigfoot and the Bunny. I'm Chris Carr.
And I'm Kristen Johnson.
And this is our special edition Wednesday episode of
Paranormal UK Radio.
That's right, baby. Paranormal UK Radio. Special edition. This is just for you guys. You get extra stuff.
You really do.
And we got some stuff for you. We want to tell you real quick, before anybody else knows, we're working on a new project, and we were just out on site, on location.
Yes, we were getting
today,
the feel of the land.
Feel and lay of the land, and doing some photography, and, we had some cameras out, and we actually caught a little bit of data today, which was surprising because we didn't really expect to.
Not at all.
But we'll be telling you about that more in the coming weeks. In this episode, we have an interview with Chris Garcia, psychic, who is a great guy. He was really fun to talk to.
Yeah, he's very sweet, kind soul.
Very soft-spoken and just a sweet guy. And he did some readings for people that called in real time. And it was cool. It's cool to hear his history and how he got involved in his psychic experiences. And we wanted to include an interview that we did for our Dark Horse Paranormal podcast, the very first one. To let you guys know, Kristen and I, we're together. We're in a relationship. We have been for a very long time. But Kristen didn't always love the paranormal.
No.
And that was a thing. Like, I was into the paranormal. She wasn't into the paranormal. She kind of been spooked, and she has reasons to be so about ghosts and ghouls and such things because of her haunted childhood.
Right.
She was pretty turned off by this aspect that, I kind of like, I kind of like the paranormal. I like doing this stuff, and I've been into. And the activity in her house had grown to such a point that she kind of caved in and said, hey, you know what? Why don't you...
I have to do this.
Do your thing and bring a recorder over and all that in a spirit box. And we did a session in our house, and this is how we eventually become Bigfoot and the Bunny, right? Surprising to us, this 20-minute little session we did had all kinds of data in it.
It did.
It did, and we were pretty surprised. It took Kristen literally about 3 weeks.
It took me 3 weeks to listen to it. I could hear
it and process it because she was kind of spooked. And that was understandable. As you come to know us, you'll understand the reasons behind these things. But this is how we got into the paranormal field, if you will, together.
Together, yes.
And I interviewed her because I wanted to do a paranormal podcast. And I started putting one together. And I just interviewed her I don't know. It was kind of funny. It was as if you were a stranger. At some point, hi, Kristen. How
you'll
are
hear
you?
me. I am extremely nervous in this because I've never been on the radio, never really wanted to be, and we'll just go with that. And
just from left field,
he
coming at you.
Planted me down, stuck me there and said, now you're going to do this.
But this is the thing that led to us being here with you guys on the Paranormal UK radio network. So we wanted to include that. This is in our podcast we do that's a side of Bigfoot and the Bunny called Dark Horse Paranormal. Dark Horse Paranormal Podcast. You can find that anywhere you search for podcasts or on YouTube or whatever. We have several editions out there and something to listen to if you're interested. So we're going to start with that. And I'm going to give you a little of that, and then we're going to come back and we'll give you the Chris Garcia interview that we did this week. And that's pretty much what we got for you guys. So enjoy.
Thank you.
So I'm sitting here with Kristen.
Hi.
Hey, Kristen. So we recently did a EVP and Spirit Box session at your house because it seemed like you were getting a lot of activity. Now, I know your house has always had seemingly a little bit of activity in it, but in the last few months it seems like it's grown some, right?
Yes.
What kind of things have been happening?
Well, we used to hear footsteps going up and down the stairs, and nobody being there. But recently, it's been a lot more of that happening. The lights are constantly going on and off now. They never did that before. I have this clock, and it has a pendulum on it, and it needs a battery to put in order for the pendulum to swing. And one night I was sitting there, and it was about 3 minutes of midnight, and the pendulum just started to go back and forth on its own, and there was no battery in the clock.
That's a little weird, for sure.
Yes, and I left it, and it went for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've had more bangs and knocks and
yes, they're
footsteps in the stairway coming up to the front door.
They're knocking on walls.
The clock started working on its own without a battery, and it was something about the refrigerator too, right?
Right. It was like the next day after the clock. I was sitting there, and it was at nighttime, and everybody was sleeping, and I can see the refrigerator from where I am in the living room, and the refrigerator door just came flying open. And there was no explanation for that. And that's when I decided to have you come over and just for the, increasingly activity. That was kind of scary.
That was kind of the straw that broke the paranormal camel's back. So I came over. We did do a session. And we didn't spend a lot of time. We just did a 20-minute EVP and spirit box session. And I may link that full session to our listeners eventually when we get this up and running with a web page. I'm not sure I'm going to do it. It might be on Facebook or YouTube or something, but I'll point that out at another time. You'll be able to find it. Regardless, this interview, we're going to interject some of these EVPs so that they're in here for our listeners.
Awesome.
Now, within seconds, really, of starting this session, we actually got our first EVP. And you were asking me about the lights, and these happen to be the same lights that often flicker, right? Which is like a row of track lighting.
Yes.
With like 4 or 5 lights. And
it's 3 lights.
Is it 3 lights?
It's 3 lights because when they do put it on, the spirits, the ghosts, whatever, they only put on 2.
Right.
Instead of the middle third one.
The other one won't light up.
No.
But it does work, and, it would be easy enough to debunk. This is like, well, it's poor electricity, the bulbs lose something like that, but...
No.
Anyways, the point we were trying to make, though, was that you were asking me if you should turn them off, for the, atmosphere or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then right there at the front of the tape within seconds, you hear what sounds like, Chris, just wait. Mm-hmm. You hear a voice. So I'll put that EVP here.
The light?
No, it's okay. We can leave it on. We're going to pick up a lot of that. So our listeners could hear it, and hopefully they have now. And it's that kind of whispery voice that I hear in a lot of the EVPs that I've captured and other people do. But it's distinct, and you can hear us both talking, yet there's this other voice that says, Chris, just wait.
The light?
No, it's okay. We can leave it on. We're going to pick up a lot of that. So we'll get to that. Then we have a clear EVP of it saying, "Hey, Kristen," mm-hmm. and you got to hear your name back, which I know is a little unsettling.
It is, yes.
Now, at the time, we didn't hear that. We didn't hear that part of it till we played it back.
Could you please answer my 3 questions I've been asking you? Could you please answer my 3 questions I've been asking you?
Now, when we started getting real-time responses is when we turned the spirit box on, and then you actually hear your name.
Yes.
You hear, "Hey, Kristen," and I'll play that bit for everyone now. Can't wait to play it back. And there's actually a little bit more to that. And we thought it just said Kristen, but if you listen close, the music and other things that are going on the radio seem to say, help me, twice after that. So the full sentence is really like, Kristen, help me.
Help me, please.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait to play it back.
Sounded like Kristen.
Oh, can't wait to play it back.
Sounded like Kristen.
And then a little after that, we hear a little bit of noise, and then we hear a voice that sounds to me like an old woman's voice saying, it's funny. And there's a little story to that, right? Because prior to doing the investigation, you were telling me about all this activity, and I actually suggested that maybe you talk back to the spirit in your house.
Sure.
You were pretty confident that there was something there, and I said, well, Chris, why don't you talk to it? Say hello, treat it like a family member.
And I did.
And just have conversations, as nuts as that may seem. But I think one of the things you were saying was it's funny, right?
The day before, yes, that we did the investigation, I was making a joke. And I was, by myself, and I was talking to them, and I made a joke, and I laughed, and I said, it's funny, laugh. And it came back where they said on the EVP, it's funny.
Or in the spirit box, yep.
Yes.
It sounds in the spirit box.
I'm
and it does sound to me, it sounds very much outside the radio, like it doesn't sound like one of the channels. And it's, I played it over and over. It sounds like this no woman's voice saying it's funny. Now, some of the people that maybe on the actual, maybe doing this activity, we thought might be your father, who, I'm sorry, had passed away some years ago.
Thank you, yes.
And in that same room that we did the recording, I know you have a lot of pictures of him, sort of a shrine, or what I call a hereditary altar, which I'm a fan of.
Thank you. Good.
And I think it helps people keep in contact with their loved ones when they're passed on. And that's in there. And one of the things that we asked, or I asked if there were members of your family here, and the spirit box came back right away and said, Thomas. What members of Kristen's family are here?
Thomas. Oh my God.
And that was his name, right?
And that's my dad's name, yes.
So we think Thomas may be part of it. And what members of Kristen's family are here?
Thomas. Oh my God.
Possibly even an aunt of yours too?
Yes, my aunt.
And is that Hazel?
Yes.
Now, I'm wondering if Hazel's the one that says it's funny, because that to me sounds like a little older woman's voice.
And it sounds like something she would say as well. She's, great personality. And I think myself, when I'm listening back to these over and over again, she has also said a couple of other things. I can hear the same voice. So I'm wondering if it is my Aunt Hazel.
Does it sound a little like her voice?
It does. It sounds a lot like her.
That's interesting. Now, when we first did the recording, it's been a few weeks and you've gotten to settle down. I know you were pretty shaken up by the whole thing, because you're not a big fan of the paranormal.
No, I'm not.
And why is that? Because
in my childhood, we lived in another older house that was built in 1765. And a fortune teller and a witch owned this house. So I remember my mom saying when I was really little that this house was haunted and it had activity in it and stuff. And I never really thought of it that way, I just blocked that out. But when I was about 5 years old, my mom had company over and she called my name. I was upstairs in my bedroom. And I remember heading towards the stairs and I said, "Yes, Mom." And all of a sudden, something from behind me, like two really, really, big hands, just heaved me, just pushed me, and I ended up going down the stairs.
That sounds pretty traumatizing.
It was very traumatizing, and ever since then, when I can feel like, presence, around me or anything, I don't want to engage with it, anything to do with it, because I'm just so traumatized, like you said.
Right. And as long as I've known you, and I've known you quite a while, you've never been a big fan of this paranormal stuff that, of course, is my interest, so it's kind of that opposites attract type thing, because
right.
You can tolerate my presence, but you never really were into the paranormal stuff.
Not at all. Not until the activity it's been increasing at my house now.
So that was my interview with Kristen way back when, and boy, things have certainly changed, and I think it's kind of a trip to go back and listen to that. So now we got our interview with the wonderful Chris Garcia. We hope you guys enjoy. Here we go.
His name is Chris Garcia, and he is a psychic medium,
empath,
clairvoyant,
clairsentient,
clairaudient,
who also has the ability to see auras and is experienced with remote viewing.
He has had these God-given gifts since the young age of 5. Chris loves helping people and sensitive children with their gifts as well.
He is a tarot card reader and a ghost hunting and paranormal enthusiast.
He is also a shaman healer and very into his native heritage.
Welcome, Chris Garcia. Can you hear us, Chris?
Yes, I can hear you perfect, guys.
Oh,
excellent. So, again,
I can hear you perfect.
Audience out there, we've had some technical difficulties, and we've got Chris here on audio with us. Mm-hmm. So, Chris, do tell us, how did you get started with this psychic stuff?
Well, honestly, Chris, I'm going to tell you, it runs in my family, and you just saw my mom on Messenger, so it runs from
yes, I did.
My mom's side, and it runs from and then it goes from my grandma, which she passed away in '92. So it's like genetic in the bloodline. Now, my first experience was when I noticed I was different. It was about 5 years old, to be precise. But yeah, it was kind of like, I didn't really have anyone to teach me, to use the gifts and stuff like that. So it just came to where they wanted me to have somewhat of a normal childhood. So yeah, it was kind of interesting, but I just learned, to just embrace it, even though I had, did somewhat have a normal life to some degree, but but yeah, it was kind of interesting,
Mm-hmm.
I can't complain, but other than that, I mean, I've had some weird experiences. I've had, you can say, I've done like investigations. Of course, you see me on different platforms. I'm pretty sure y'all both have seen me on different shows and stuff, but I've done paranormal investigations on live. I've done missing cases. So, but yeah, but it's been a blessing for me, and I love what I do.
What's the first experience you had
journey because it's never
realized you were psychic? What happened to you as a child, like that? You realized you had that genetic gift.
I can say that when I noticed it, it was when I started seeing like premonitions and visions of events that, of course, we couldn't stop, But yeah, it's been just crazy. I've had encounters with, of course, my imaginary friend, which was my spirit guide at the time. Also, I've had spirits where I'll try to communicate with them and stuff like that. But it was just amazing because I've gone to going to the Alamo. Of course, I'm here in San Antonio, but I've done sessions by myself, and I've gotten pictures on my digital camera. I've even took pictures on my phone, on my old phones at that particular time. Wow. And I kid you not, Chris, when my phone did die at that time, my phone just went dead. it was just insane. I mean, but other than that, it was just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's been just crazy, you know, with all this stuff that I've done. And, every time I help people, it kind of gives me one step closer to, doing what I want to do. I've always wanted to just do more things, and I know that I'm reaching my goals and to what I want to do. And like I said, I love what I do, and it runs in the family, and I'm happy that I just can help so many people.
That's wonderful.
That is awesome.
Really is sweet.
You mentioned that you see auras. So did you always see auras? And I have a little bit of experience with this, and I had to work at it and practice. And since I've fallen out of practice, I don't see them as clearly, but I know a lot of people do. Like they also see discarnate, spirits and stuff walking around. But for me, it's like a lot of work. It's kind of like one of those, if you remember, like back in the 1980s, those mall pictures, where you kind of like look at the design, and if you stare at it long enough, you see like a boat in the middle. Do you just naturally see those auras around people? Do you see colors?
Yes, I've been able to do that for a long time. I could see it like when depending on what they're going through, I can see like even to where if there's something wrong with the body, I could see the auras. So, but yeah, I could see that. But it's just a blessing. So, and thank you, Mom. I know my mom's watching because I see her name popping up.
I saw,
but y'all did get to see my mom, and that's where it resonated.
She's great. We got to meet her. And I said, yes, thank you, Mom, to your comment. I think it says Mom. I don't have my glasses on, but yeah. Thanks, Mom.
That's excellent. So if you're listening out there watching this video, I'll let people know, you can ask questions. I think you do readings kind of on the spot and stuff. If anybody has a question out there for Chris Garcia.
Yes.
Please feel free to post it.
Yes.
We will pass it on and put it on the screen.
I know my neighbor once.
Yes.
You mentioned, or it's mentioned in your bio about remote viewing as well. And Kristen and I have been working at that and taking classes on remote viewing. Do you use that for missing persons cases? And how did you get into that?
That just came, I guess, with God giving me these gifts. It just came more like adding more to the plate, because at that time, I'm going to tell you, Chris, I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what it was labeled as. I just kept seeing things like almost like a movie. And then I was like, what am I seeing? So then I had a way to put it together to where when I did the gifts, I would use the clairvoyant with the remote viewing. So I compared the gifts, and I would be able to just in tune the remote viewing with my clairaudience and and I would have them all compared. It was almost like how when you try to pair an iPhone or you try to pair a Bluetooth to something, it was like I did that kind of thing. I did it just
really interesting.
Yeah, and that's how I did it. And
I love that.
And it was just so weird because, it just kind of creeps me out because at that time, like I said, I didn't know what it was. And then I started realizing what I was doing because one of my mentors was helping me. And, and then after that, I've been just using my gift. And I use it for missing cases. Like you're right, I do it for that. I've even been tested with also for lost items. I've done that too, where people just say, well, can you find this item and stuff like that. So I've done those kind of things too. So it varies with me, but I'm grateful for, all the support that I have. Of course, my friend Becky's in the chat. She's one of the good supporters. I have a lot of people that support me. But other than that, I enjoy what I do. And then the channeling part, that I guess you can say didn't come until later, but I guess I was able to do it. I just didn't know I was channeling. That came, with a little bit of things. I was also maybe I'll do automatic writing. I've only done maybe like once or twice, but that's coming out to a little bit too. But
That's
there's
very
just gifts that are just, I didn't even do psychometry, which I don't put that in my bio, but I've done psychometry where I'll touch an item, and then that I can use remote viewing with clairvoyant, with flashes. It just comes, to be honest with you, Chrissy, it comes in different ways depending at, with the situation going at hand. It just really varies.
We can understand that.
Yeah, we have a running joke between us because I lost a remote like 6 months ago, and I still haven't found it. And we're like, we're going to remote view my remote.
Yeah,
but it hasn't worked out. I don't know.
Yeah, because we keep thinking of different places.
But other things we do a lot better with. But I can't find my remote, which is kind of silly, right? Right.
We start AOLing, the analytical overlay, and we just like squirrel, and we can't figure it out. So we can't remote view the remote.
Right.
So
we get stuck on certain
so
things.
if there's any other, if and you can help us out, anybody remote views for Chris's remote,
right?
Please let us know.
I would like to have it back at some point. But no, that's really.
You know what's funny now that you say that? Okay, I'm going to ask you just one question. Don't tell me anything else. Where was the last time you had the remote? And then I can probably channel to see where it would be. Where was the last time you saw it? The very last time before you lost it?
The last time I saw it and was conscious of it, it was on my couch or maybe, coffee table. And I don't know what I did with it. I'll be honest with you. I've taken the couch apart practically. So I don't know if maybe I just kind of placed it somewhere else.
The only thing I can see that it's in a pocket somewhere, like on the side, not like in a pants pocket. And it's weird because I've never seen your house, but I see it in like a reclining chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
to where you pull it up.
You're spot on.
And then there's like a pocket on the side.
Oh,
that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing, like a reclining chair.
The ends reclined. Yeah, it does that.
Wow,
it's part of the couch. So very good. Very good, my friend.
So we are going to take
That's cool. It probably is on the couch. See that?
It's probably with the stash with the cats. Cat stash stuff there too.
Right. The cats.
They do.
They're constantly moving things around on us.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now, when you
and it's just crazy because I use. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Please tell us. We want to hear more about you and your experiences.
See, what I was going to say is I know you had a question, but I didn't want to interrupt you. So what's the question that you have for me?
I was wondering what age you were at when you, what age you were at different points of when you figured out. So you said you started at 5. So what was that you started with at 5? Was it the channeling or the clairaudient or all of it together? I know you. Yeah.
I guess it was like portions. I want to say like portions of it.
Okay.
But what the mediumship came in was when I was in school. I want to say that it really hit hard. I want to say for some reason. I want to say probably in middle school is when people came up to me, and of course I didn't have no label psychic on my forehead, but there was people that came up to me and told me like they asked me these questions, and there was people that I don't know how they knew my name, but they asked me and they go, "Is your name Chris?" And I'm like, "Yes." And that's when they asked me questions, and they said, "Well, can you tell me something?" And I was like, and then there was a certain thing that I kept just seeing in my head. I would just close my eyes. And there was a few times, I ain't gonna lie, I had people crying and running. And then after that, they just kept talking to me. But there was a few people that, I ain't gonna lie, they avoided me in school because I was more very kind of quiet. I was more just observing, you can say. So I would just stand back and I would see people, and I didn't like go on the swings and talk to people because I kept to myself as a child. And my mom can tell you that, but as time went on, after high school, I was more out of the shell, I guess, kind of saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I just interact with people and stuff like that. And then my first event that I actually did, and I can mention this because this was 2021. So I want to say last year, I cannot believe I did this. And I was kind of nervous, but they said, you got this. And I went to a MUFON event here local with my friend Stefan.
Very cool.
And there was a bunch of people. There was a lot of people that were, yeah. And that was my first to where it felt good because I was able to talk to them and tell them who I was and was able to talk to them. And I had the microphone because I've never had a mic, in front of me. So I told them, well, this is what I do. And my mom was next to me, and my name's Valerie Vargas. And everybody gave them a little display of what we were, who we were, what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said I had a radio show at that time, but I don't have that show anymore. But yeah, I told them everything I did. And then we met a few friends along the way. They were asking my mom questions, but that was, what they felt that, they needed to talk to her, and she helped them. And then people talk to me. So it does run
in your
the family. It's like I said, it's genetic.
It really is.
Yes, in the DNA. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We understand that.
And you have some Native American heritage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We find that interesting. We're
yes, ma'am.
Fascinated with the culture.
Yes, what is it? What tribe?
What part of the country are you from? What tribe?
Well,
you son from?
Well, of course, I have the Garcia name, which comes from my father. That's
Spanish or
It's Aztec and Mayan, and then and then I have Cherokee, by the way, too.
Wow.
I also have Mohican from my mom's side, which is my grandma. But you know how nowadays we're all mixed up. We're not just one tribe, but I do have a little bit of different, Indian tribes in me. Like I know I have Mohican, I have, I want to say Apache, and then maybe Cherokee, because most Cherokees are psychic.
That's amazing.
But my mom's in here, so you can't see her.
No.
Probably some medicine.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just amazing.
You have to tell Mom to turn that down in the background, please.
Well, you have to turn it down because they can hear you in the background. Yeah, but yeah, it's a blessing to help a lot of people. And my mom's the one that you could say that when she meets you, she'll shake your hand and she can feel things.
So she's clear.
Where it comes like that, but I could say that she's got the gifts too. My grandma was more, I guess you could say, kind of quiet about her gifts, but I think like people found my grandmother. But it's just weird because she didn't expose the gifts. It was back then, you know how it was like taboo back then. So our gifts weren't really talked about. It was only within the families. So then when I guess I came out of the closet is when it hit, probably in middle school, and then it hit like in high school to where I started helping people. And then in social media, I can say I've been on Facebook since it first came out. I don't know how long that's been, but it's been quite some time. But yes, that's one thing that I do feel. So
our friend Anne-Marie Young has asked for a reading. If you could give her a quick reading. She's a friend of ours, and
okay, hold on.
I think yours as well. Actually, I believe
okay,
in her group this week.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I sent her a request, or I don't remember, because sometimes it just comes where I just get drawn to certain people, and I just feel it. It's just how spirit does.
Yes.
Okay, so for Anne, Okay, so let's see what we have for you. Okay, for Anne, I was told to tell you the leadership card came up, and I'm being told for you to assume your leading power and position, and for you to be guiding people. I'm being told for you to take that next step to arise to what you're doing, because I feel like you kind of like laid back because you feel like you're just there observing, but I'm being told that it's time for you to take that step and go outside the box. In other words, outside that comfort zone, because I'm being told that you have this leadership. And then also, I kind of get to angel therapy came up, so I'm being told that you have a lot of healing. And then also, you have this kind of, okay, that's weird. I hear medical. I'm hearing like medical. So I'm being told she's in the medical field. She has a medical experience, and she's also had the experience on the other side where she's a healer. And it's weird because I'm getting like okay, that's weird. I've never heard that before. I'm hearing an angel Reiki healing master. Okay, so that's a lot of words, is what I'm being told. I'm being told for you to listen to your clairsentient. Listen to it in the physical and the emotional, because the divine guidance is coming. So I'm being told don't shut your gifts out and be more open to it and accept what's given to you, because you have more coming. Also, your clairaudience is going very sky high. I'm being told for you to guide others. Listen to what your guides are telling you, and you tell other people. So I'm being told that too. You're also a natural counselor, which I want to say like almost like a psychiatrist. Is what I got. And your guidance gives reassurance. And then one last card I got was relationship harmony. What you need to do is, what they're telling me to tell you is just the angels are opening the hearts of conflict and people at interest. And whatever they're doing, they're getting the issues resolved. So I'm being told for you not to worry about that anymore. Just let it go. And that's what I got for you.
She's saying yes and oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does that sound about right, Ann? I think it does. And thank you. And if you're interested in getting a reading from psychic Chris Garcia here, you will go to www.chrisgarciapsychic.com to book a reading, and you have some other services up there too as well, right, Chris? On your website?
Yes. You know what's so weird? Yes, and I was going to tell you too. I remember when we talked, when I reached out to you, Chris, and you told me, because for some reason I saw your link, and this is for everybody listening. How I came across Chris was on my phone. I got invites to follow different networks, right? So I clicked on it, and I said, I'm going to follow him. Later, I find out that, he had been following me. He knew he's heard about me. And then I found out that one of his co-hosts, which is Christian, is a big, had seen me before.
Yes.
And then I heard that he said, well, she's thrilled to have you on, because I didn't even know that you both were like aware of me. So I just wanted to say, both of you, that's an honor for you to be, for y'all to both admire me, even though y'all were already on my Facebook. But I just wanted to share that with the audience, that's how I found them, and for me to be on the show today.
Right on. Well, a little synchronicity there.
Absolutely.
And thank you. We appreciate having you on.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't wait to have you on. So if anybody else has a question for Chris, please let us know.
We do have someone in the in one of the chats. An awful lot of chats going.
I see somebody's name.
See, Kaz.
I know. I'm looking at because I have two phones, so I'm looking at it. Yes.
Right? Yeah, I've
Get
got a
that.
whole bunch of things going on there. We're going a whole bunch of different places right now. Let's see. Kaz Clark is asking, reading.
Okay.
Do you have a particular question,
Yes.
Kaz? And Anne Marie Young comments.
If you have a particular question, you can do that. or if not, you can just, I'll see what I'm being told to tell you. For Christy Mark Clark, one thing I was going to tell you is that for some reason, I'm being told that you need to, okay, I'm getting like the word peace with you, and I'm seeing like a church. So you need to have peace and just know that everything is going to be fine. Okay, just know that everything's going to be fine. And I keep seeing white doves for you. It's kind of like, I kind of get this feeling like, is this stuff ever going to stop? You know, I'm getting this kind of feeling like there's some kind of reassurance that you need that things are going to be fine. And I'm being told, yes, they will. Just have peace within your heart, and everything will come to you naturally, okay? The second thing I get is the moon cycles. I'm being told for you to capitalize on them, because that's where you're being told your energy will be recharged. Okay, so just use the moon to capitalize on energy. And then I'm being told from all the angels upstairs is remember who you are. And I'm being told that remember that you're a child of God and that you're loved. And don't ever feel that, that you don't have no value. Okay, the other one I got to stand courageously and stand up for your beliefs. And just believe more in yourself. That's what I get for you. I kind of get like, okay, that's a telepathic message I just got. Why don't people understand me? Well, people are not going to understand you because they're not like you. And what I'm being told is for you to have compassion for them and just hope that people that, I guess, just kind of discourage you or just kind of try to bring you down, just pray for them. And hopefully God will show them the way. Hopefully that makes sense.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
That answers your questions about your future, Kaz. We appreciate that. I noticed one of the services you do offer on ChrisGarciaPsychic.com is energy healing. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes. The kind of work I do is kind of like healing. I do a lot of candles too for people. So I just feel that when I do that kind of healing energy, it's kind of like I just do it natural, I guess you can say. It just comes within. So it just floats. It's just like energy that I can give to people. And me doing prayers and, whatever my grandma on the other side or whatever guides do are the ones that I listen to whatever they tell me at the Pacific time. But I use a lot of different energy, and most people would think that I would be a Reiki master. I wouldn't say I consider myself a Reiki master, but with the energy that I do, it would kind of relate to that kind of, so to speak. But it's kind of like the different kind of energy that I have. It's like a natural healer that you can say I am. And like I said, it does come in the family, so it's kind of like a natural thing that I can do.
Nice. What are some of the things that you have helped people with through energy healing and help them surpass?
I've been able to give them some peace of mind. There's times that I've been able to to where it's kind of like if they feel like they're alone, and there have even been times too where I've been able to connect with loved ones too, and then I've been able to like even validate a lot of things that they felt. Like they second guess themselves, and without them telling me anything, I was able to give them that information, and I brought tears to people, just because I give them that reassurance that everything's going to be fine, and for them not to, I guess you can say, overreact, and just have faith and believe that justice will be prevailed and that everything else will be fine. But it's just the matter of time. That's basically what I tell them.
Knowing there's another soul out there that hears your problem is reassuring and comforting and really helpful.
Yes, yes.
Do you see we have a Howard Petrie, I think it's one of the hosts on Pun TV, if I'm not mistaken. I think he has a show called The Petrie Dish. Was also asking for a reading. Mm-hmm. I'll bring him up there, and pretty sure that's Howard from the Petrie.
What's his name?
Howard Petrie.
Howard.
I don't even see him. I guess I don't see him because he's, I don't know. Okay, I didn't see his name. Sorry. I didn't see his name, but it's okay.
There's a lot of chat. We'll get to you.
Hold on. Let me see what I can get for you. Okay, hold on, Howard. I'll get to you in a second. Okay. Hold on. Let me just do that again. Something's trying to block me. Okay. I feel that you have this very outspokenness in you. Being told all is well, everything is the way it's supposed to be, with hidden blessings coming soon. And I'm being told, okay, that's weird. For some reason, I'm being shown the Indigo and Crystal Children card. I'm being told that you have a connection with children who are sensitive. I feel like you have looked for different people, I guess kind of like interview is what I'm seeing. And you have this, okay, that's weird. I have been told you have this charisma to where people can just come to you and open up. And then as far as like business is wise, I feel like the business is growing, and I feel like you're going to advance. Okay, hold on. Let me see what else I can feel. Hold on. Okay, I was also told to tell you to nurture your inner child with activities, and that is important right now. Okay. I was told for you to be, okay, that's weird, for you to be teaching and learning. Almost like I want to say a workshop is what I'm seeing. It's the workshop that I see. Okay. Then I got the Sun card. Okay, with the Sun card, the 2 of Wands. Okay. I'm being told there's a lot of movement. So there's a lot of readjusting that you got to do. And then I was also told that there's an inheritance that you have. And I'm being told that comes with the family. And then I'm even seeing, and I know how y'all told me a little bit, which I don't like to be told what to do, but told anything. But I see like another TV show coming. Like I see another TV show coming, and you've thought about this. But it's just like, you're just letting it flow. Hold on. Okay, that's weird. I just heard. Okay, you're also a person that meditates. And I'm being told that you have this brilliant idea. Follow through. And your dreams will come into reality. Okay? And then as far as the business and TV and everything else you're doing, okay, hold on. Okay, for some reason, I'm hearing September. There's something about September. There's something that I'm feeling about September. That time frame is very significant with what's going on. And I see that you're going to be traveling a lot, and probably even thought about doing a podcast, which I feel like your podcast is going to expand into everything that you do. And I feel like you're just a good person that helps people and trying to promote people that are true to who they are. And that's what I was told for you.
Sorry.
I don't know if he's still there. If you can tell me, because I don't see his name pop up.
All right. I thought that was pretty insightful.
Yes, thank you.
You can let us know what you think there, Howard. So I also see you offer shaman services on Chris Garcia, psychic.com. Howard says thank you, by the way. And what sort of things do you...
That makes sense. Ask him, maybe it makes...
Did that make sense to you, Howard?
Well, okay, what did you say?
That's okay. Let's see what he comes back. He says very insightful. Very insightful. So there we go. There we go. It sounds like you're spot on. And we also see a message from Cass asking us to PM
him.
And I think you struck a chord there as well. So, just going back to your website, Chris Garcia, psychic.com. I see shamanic services available. And, they say yes, very much from Howard. So, what sort of things you offer in a shamanic service?
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I do like a lot of healing, and it just comes like natural. There's things that I'll do like with Native American stuff, so it just runs in the blood. It comes with a Native heritage that I can do. I do have this. I can't think of what it's called right now, but there's some sounds that I do sometimes. Every so often, I'll do some sound healing because I do feel like sound goes a long way.
It really does. And, the frequency.
And I feel like it just goes. Yes, the frequency is like very high, so it kind of like that's what I see, and it's just going, with what I see. Oh, and by the way, for the people that want to know that email or that website to contact me, it's hold on, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. It's Garcia 187bluelove.wixcite.com. It gives you a little bit of a bio on there. I sent it to Chris too, by the way. But you can,
I noticed when I put in Chris Garcia Psychic, it works as well. But I'll put that out in our chats, okay, Chris?
Oh, it does?
Yes.
It does. I think you
okay. I didn't know that it popped in like that.
Yeah, it was working. That's why I've been using that because it seems to go. Let me try it again here on my screen.
Oh, that's cool. You don't have to change it. If as long as it goes to the link that I sent you, it's fine. Hi, Michelle. What's up, girl? I have my friends coming in now.
Great.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All my friend Becky's saying that I have case. Yeah. So, but the thing is that I love what I do, and you know what's weird, and this is one thing I don't know that I can go off the subject too, but one thing I was going to tell you, I do believe in reincarnation. I also believe in rebirth, that after you die, you can come back. Come back as a human, but I believe you can come back as a hummingbird. You can come back as, whatever you feel, or whatever you wrote in your chart. And I do believe that before you come down here, you pick your parents, you pick your house, you pick your dog, everything that you have in your life, even your struggles, your enemies. You pick everything before you come down here.
You make a choice,
and everything that you make a choice, and you learn from that experience. The only thing that you don't put in your book of when you come down here is that you don't put the outcome. You just put the experiences that you want to experience, and you learn from. And then the people that you meet, I feel like that's already in your book of life too. It's like everybody that you meet, it kind of like you reconnect with everybody's soul and spirit, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I think you're right. I think we do make a choice to be here and choose this existence to some degree, right? We've talked about that in the past, and
yes,
it seems to be a common thread. That we make a choice, and maybe the outcomes aren't really that important if you're having the experience, because you're choosing the experience, as you said.
You have free will. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, tell Elizabeth I said hi. Hi, Elizabeth. No, but like I said, I just feel like, what I do, I want to do as much as I can, because I do feel like, life is too short, and just try to make the best of it. And there's just so many things I want to do. Like, I want to make my own show, like, God willing, if, that ever happens, there's just a lot of goals. I want to go to Paracons and speak, and everybody says that they see that for me, but of course I can't read myself. But helping people is just one thing that I love to do. And if it comes with, depending if there's other opportunities that come for me, as long as it goes with my standards and they can work with, the things that I want to do, I'll take it. I'll look at the opportunities and think, okay, is this going to help me? Is this going to help others while I'm helping myself at the same time? Because there's a lot of opportunities that you could take. It just depends on if it goes with your path. And then some things that you learn from, and you decide if is this going to hold me back from advancing, so to speak.
Going forward.
Yeah, I think you'd have a lot of support out there. And you mentioned something kind of interesting in that you have trouble reading yourself. And this is a thing that I know it's not unusual. And one of the things people often say, they say, well, if you're really psychic, how come you don't just hit the lottery, or you did this, or the blah, 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 all those things, right? Those kind of negative connotations. But the fact is, it's really hard for you to see your own future and see your own destiny. Is that right?
Yes, and it's tough. Yes, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you one thing. It's funny that you bring that up, because I'm going to tell you what I believe. I've been asked, and I ain't going to lie to you, in the past, okay, if you're psychic, can you give me the lotto numbers? And I'm like on the phone, like talking to a client, and I'm thinking, one thing I don't do is I don't do it even if I do get the numbers. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it's free will. Number two, I feel like that's for personal gain. And now, if it comes to you and you win the lotto, you have to let it happen naturally. You don't like force it to happen. You have to make it happen on its own. And I've had maybe like 2 people that told me, well, can you give me the lotto numbers and I'll give you a percentage off of it. And then in my head, I'm thinking, you're not going to give me anything. You just want that money for yourself. And to me, that's just being personal gain, like I said. And even though, and I can pick up on things like that, to where somebody's lying to me, I can pick it up right off the bat. But yeah, it's just something that I don't do. And one thing for Chris, will I ever do that? No, I won't. I'm here to help, and I do have a job like everybody else to do. So I take pride in what I do.
And I also think it's interesting that seeing your own stuff is kind of difficult because you're so close to it. It's not as easy or as it is to maybe get somebody else and feel their energy and get an impression. How do you feel? Well, you mentioned that you have an interest in the paranormal and you'd like to speak at Paracons and such. What sort of paranormal investigations have you been on, or paranormal events have you assisted with? Have you been able to see the?
Well, I haven't.
Haunted houses?
I mean, I've done like residential places too. Like, I've gone to people's houses and do walkthroughs. But as far as like Paracons, I haven't been to anyone, not even the little ones yet. But I'm hoping with God will that somebody picks me up and I go and I'm invited, because I've been told you need to get your name out there because your name's already out there. But I haven't been to a Paracon, but that's what I want to do. I want to speak up and spread the truth. That's something that I would love to do. Along with if I get a chance to travel. But but that's just something I've done. But I've done, like I said, I've done local cases. I've even done with my mom. We went to a house to do a cleansing. So we do cleansings too for, for stuff like that. And they'll pay me here and there. But that's something that I give back because I know how there's people that have their houses haunted or they have negative energy or they feel that somebody witchcraft on them, and we remove, what's there to give them, to clear whatever needs to get rid of. So yes, I've done a few things like that too, a few times.
That's excellent. That's excellent. I think there's definitely a role for the medium, in paranormal teams and such. I'm glad to see more of that out there, than in the past, because there's absolutely a role. Not everything is so easily data based. Yes. So I do see some more people asking for readings. If you don't mind, I will give you their names.
Yes. I know. I saw Jamie.
Jamie Sanders.
I saw one on my other phone. So for Jamie, I don't know if she's still there, but let's see if she is. Hold on. Okay, for Jamie, if you're still there, I got the breathing card. What I was told to tell you at this point in time is to take several breathing. Exhale, breathe in, out your nose and out your mouth. Okay? And what you're going to do is, when you got that message from that person, you just inhale everything, just realize what happened. And once you do that, you let the air out, you blow it out, you release what your emotions are, you release it, you blow it out. And as you blow it out, you're getting rid of everything that he told you, because you're going to have mixed emotion. So it's going to be a little bit of you and a little bit of what he told you, because you're thinking he's never going to change. But when he does change, it's going to be too late. And that's when I was told you need to do some breathing exercise. Second card I got was Chakra Clearing. You need to clear that chakra. You might want to use some crystals to clear your aura field and your space at home. For some reason, I'm seeing clear quartz. I want to say for protection and to give you that divine universe love. I'm seeing rose quartz. So I'm being told to put rose quartz on the bed, or you can put them on your pillow sheets. And then for protection, you can put black agate on the four corners, or clear quartz if you want to. But I'm being told for the rose quartz to put them on top of the bed, so when you go to sleep, you can have some peaceful thoughts and just know that you deserve better. And just then I was told for you to let go of the past and look into the future. Okay. The other card I got for you is Hello from Heaven. Hold on. Okay, for some reason I heard grandmother coming through. She says to let go of it. Okay, you will be fine. We're here to give you that reassurance that you're not alone. Okay? And I can tell you right now, you might feel like you need him in your life, but I feel like he was holding you back because you were waiting for a response from him, but you didn't get that response that you wanted, is what I'm being told. And I'm being told that you're loved by many, and you will get that blessings and that support when it's supposed to happen. And that's what I got for you, Jamie.
Does that sound about right, Jamie? I'm going to say it probably does. And I do see Nissa Pratt says, we absolutely love Chris Garcia. He is amazing, and we loved having him on our podcast as well. Thank you, Anissa.
Sandy Griffin.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. We've got another request out there. Sandy Griffin is looking at. I clicked the wrong thing. Did you see that? I'm a tech guy, too. Amazing. Sandy Griffin. That's the reading it if you are up for it.
Okay, so who wanted a reading? Sandy?
Sandy Griffin, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your website after that.
Okay, hold on. Okay, for Sandy, let's see what we have for you. So I'm gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. For Sandy Griffin, I was told to tell you compassion sounds in your heart with a situation with people involved, including yourself. So give yourself some love. Okay? I'm being told for you to even go get a massage, girl. You need some masseuse to pamper yourself. That sounds about right. I even want a massage, just even telling you this. One thing I was told to tell you is to stand up and for your courage and just let it come to you, okay? You have the right to speak up. Don't hold any remorse on anything. Just know that you just let go of the past and look into the future. Okay? You just let go of it. Don't in other words, don't care what people think of you. Just know that things will prevail. And as a matter of fact, that's funny that I just said that because I was told that the Justice card came out, and I was told for you to tell you that I don't know why I'm seeing something with court or something to do with court or some kind of an agreement that you're trying to resolve. Okay, I just heard that 3 to 4 weeks is what you're going to be getting. I'm being told there's prayers that you're using. And then I'm also being told that there's some people that are trying to be against you with everything that you're doing, but I'm being told that that will not work. Okay? And then I heard that there was some tragedy that you were experiencing or something that you went through or you're about to experience. And I'm being told for you to regroup, stand firm, and know that everything will be fine and that you're going to get through this hardship and these times. Okay? So just know that. And it's funny because they're telling me a female is involved in this for you, Sandy. I'm seeing a female. I want to say she's about tall. I want to say she's about 5'8", 5'9". I'm seeing grayish, or it seems grayish to me, but it's probably blonde with a little bit of highlights. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but that's what I saw for you.
She said,
"That's excellent."
She said, "Thank you. That makes a lot of sense."
That's awesome.
That's what Sandy said.
That's really good. And to let people know, let me put your website out there in all those chats again, because I did try it as chrisgarciapsychic.com and then it didn't work. So I might have made a mistake. It's a little bit longer than that. It is Garcia 187 bluelove.wixsite.com. And I'm going to put that out in chat for everybody. It lists your services, and I love your message is so positive, Chris. I'm so happy to have you on here with us.
Yes, thank you again, Chris. 3 Chris.
You're welcome, and I'm going to do one. I'm going to ask. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I said 3 Chris's. Chris,
sorry,
and Chris.
Hold on. I'll let you talk.
Oh, that's okay.
Fine, what did Mom say?
Okay, what I was going to say is that for you, I'm going to do something for y'all. Okay?
Okay.
Hold on, let me see what I did for y'all. Okay, for one thing I was being told for both of you. For Christian, I'm being told for you to get back into your drawing. Okay? Get back into being creative. Be creative with your drawing or whatever you do, because I'm being told that you're very artistic.
Thank you.
Being told to follow your dreams. Also, I do kind of get that you're going to get an achievement, or both of you are, because I'm seeing achievement. And I do feel that for both of you and the network itself, I'm going to tell you, Chris, you are growing. I'm being told that there's going to be other people that are going to pick you up besides the one that you already have. You're going to be shared all over the place, is what I'm seeing. And what I'm being told for both of you is to step out of that fear that you have. Any fear that you have, both of you know what those fears are. Step out of those fears, being positive to both of you, and that you will outcome those fears. And just know that nothing's ever going to get to you or take you down. There's a lot of sadness in a way I do pick up, but I guess it's because of the past that I'm seeing, the past. But I do see that now that you're both on the right path, I do feel that some things sometimes don't make sense why things happen the way they do. But if you just surrender your worries and just let go, you will get everything tenfold back. Everything tenfold, you will get it back.
Wow.
And it will be more blessings than what you can handle.
Excellent. I love that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And we're happy to go on.
Yeah, we're actually
go on live anywhere. So
yeah,
it's all good. But we do love our current networks and everything else. And yeah, sure, they're definitely bridges for us to cross. But we're a happy couple.
Yeah, and you were spot on with the creativity. I do.
And Kristen is creative, and
Thanks.
I actually do prod her to be more creative and use that, because when she does, it's like, wow, look at what you did. That's really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
You know what I think? I feel she doesn't. I feel like she doesn't give herself that much credit, because she feels that no, this is not good enough. This is. But I'm being told, don't ever think that.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's holding me back. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and just don't give up, girl, because you deserve the best. You both do.
Thank you
so much. Know that everything's going to be fine, and don't give up.
Well, thank you.
That's super cool. We appreciate that.
Yes.
And we have loved having you on. And just to remind everybody what your website is, where they can reach out and get a reading or energy healing, shamanic services, automatic writing services, among other things, they would want to go to Garcia187bluelove.wixsite, WIXSITE.com. And that'll lead them right to you. And of course, they can find you on Facebook as Chris Garcia. And even a little Google searching of Chris Garcia Psychic will put you in the right direction. So
you have a really nice page. Your website is really cool.
Yeah, it's good service.
Yeah,
testimonials.
It's really nice.
And
thank you. I appreciate it.
Good picture.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my friend did that. A long time ago.
Wow.
And I'm glad. And I was just going to say, guys, just know that if you ever want me back, Chris, what we'll do before we can have a in case we can make up that extra hour that we lost, just make sure that we can come on earlier to do a test run.
Yeah, we will do that.
Because that's the only thing I was going to say. But just let me know whenever you want me back on, so like that we can do that test run with the camera.
Great.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do it.
I like to, for y'all to see me.
No, cool. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Again. We appreciate you.
And we will definitely have you back here. So we see a lot of people out there who are real happy with your readings. And
yes, everybody was.
They're a joy to talk to. And I like your positive message. So we'll probably delve a little bit more into the paranormal.
You're welcome.
So we appreciate it. I would love to have another hour to talk about this.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we would love to. Please thank Mom again for us.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. And,
thanks, Mom.
We do appreciate it, but our hour is up. we have to get off the airways, as it were. Next week, we'll be back with Chris Newby talking about all kinds of things, including remote viewing. Mm-hmm. And that's all we have for this week. Thank you again, Chris.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, Chris. Thanks again.
Thank you, Chris.